All right. Hello, everybody. I am here with my new friend, Darin Greear, with Long and Foster in Blacksburg. And Darin has very adventurously decided to take this random call from somebody. Darin, all right. I gave you a little bit of prep, but I would love to get kind of the local experts' view of Blacksburg, and if we want to creep over into Roanoke, you're going to tell me whether Blacksburg and Roanoke and Christiansburg are all the same thing or whatnot. But um, let's just tell if you can, you're talking to somebody coming in, say, from out of town, and you're like, all right, here's how Blacksburg is kind of organized. Here are the communities that make up Blacksburg. How would you kind of orient me? How is Blacksburg organized?
Well, Blacksburg is generally organized around Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech's, of course, the biggest draw in our region, and we're in the New River Valley. It's what we're called the New River Valley area.
Mm-hmm.
Is our general area that consists of about 4 or 5 counties, which would be Montgomery County, Giles County, Pulaski County, Floyd County, and the city of Radford. Roanoke is not really in the New River Valley. They're in the, of course, Roanoke Valley. So
Gotcha.
it's a total different area, total different district, and nothing the same there. So, and in the real estate world, we have a New River Valley Association of Realtors that we generally do this area, and then there's a separate association called the Roanoke Valley Association of Realtors that does that area. Now we do commingle back and forth naturally. I'm a member of both and do work in both areas, but mainly my focus is the New River Valley and Blacksburg is our main focus always. That's where our office is located for Long and Foster.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so then let's just stay in Blacksburg, and obviously you got Virginia Tech, and that's probably there's a whole community, and there are people that want to live in and around Virginia Tech. And is there downtown Blacksburg, and then there's East Blacksburg, and then there's this type of like community? Are there named communities that would be like you'd be talking to somebody and they'd either say, I want to live in this community, or because of what they're looking for, you'd say, well, you really want to be up in, North Blacksburg or what have you.
Right, yeah, and of course we have downtown Blacksburg, and that's very walkable distance to plenty of restaurants, shopping, and Virginia Tech itself, and then we have that's in the town limits, and town limits is pretty small, and then um, Montgomery County is the county that the town of Blacksburg is located in, and then it also has the town of Christiansburg as well. So, but being in the Blacksburg area, when you're talking about Blacksburg, of course, you have the downtown area, and then there's other areas too. And a lot of times they're sort of named after the subdivision areas where Blacksburg's an older community. It has a lot of older subdivisions, and then we have a lot of newer subdivisions too. Just like Midtown, we have that's right there in town, in the town of Blacksburg. There's a lot of really nice higher end condos that are there, and they're walkable to everything downtown and Virginia Tech. And then you spread on out into the town areas like Cedar Orchard, and Woodbine is an older development, and then there's some sort of semi-older ones like White Farms, and those are not quite as walkable to town. They're more bikeable to town. And then we have a lot of condo, student housing areas. Some older, some newer that are definitely walkable or bikeable to Tech. And then we have the Blacksburg Transit BT bus system that travels throughout the town limits to help with transportation, because of course parking can be a problem. So
Sure. Eh,
that's the general. And then outside the town of Blacksburg, you're still in the 24060 zip code of Blacksburg, but you're not in the town limits. You're then in Montgomery County only, but you still have a Blacksburg zip code, Blacksburg school district, and there's a lot of nicer, newer subdivisions that are being built as we speak with nice single-family estate-type homes, and even townhouses such as the Preserve. Eagle is building those, and then there's Gibbons Farm, and there's others around as well. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of development. Not so much in the town limits because there's not any room for that. So they're on the outskirts. It's branched out into um, the county. And there are some developments in the town. I mean, right past Fiddler's Greens, there's a development going on now. Fiddler's Green is a nicer, newer in the last 10, 20 years development, not far from downtown Blacksburg.
And so if you, like, let's say you live in Blacksburg, but you don't necessarily want to be all up in the Virginia Tech, or let's just say you're an old, you have a family, you're raising a family, or you're midlife or something like that, and you don't necessarily want to be surrounded by college students. Where are the
Right.
places that you go, whether it's for shopping or whether it's for dinner or what have you, that you feel sort of you got the energy of the town, but you're living normally.
Well, there's plenty of recreational opportunities on the outskirts. We've got the Huckleberry Trail, we've got the New River. There's a lot of hiking, and we've got the National Forest, Jefferson National Forest, and Pandapolis Pond, which is a pond that they stock trout in that folks can go and fish in with a trout license and that kind of thing. But that's just on the outskirts of Blacksburg. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's within 10, 15 minutes of about anything. We don't, people come here from other areas and other higher density areas. It's funny. They'll come here and they say, yeah, I'd like to live within 45 minutes to an hour drive of Blacksburg or Virginia Tech. And I'm like, well, no, you don't. And they said, yeah, we don't mind to drive that long. And we commute that much every day where we're coming now from, say, Northern Virginia or
Sure.
Manassas or whatever. And I said, well, we don't have that traffic. I mean, even though it is a town and a college town community, we don't have that kind of traffic. And if you're 45 minutes to an hour drive from Blacksburg, then you're driving all the way to Roanoke and beyond.
Right.
And we just don't do that. And I tell people, I said, look, we don't have traffic. I said, we don't wait in line. We don't wait in traffic.
Right.
We're driving. I said, if there's 3 cars in a drive-through restaurant or fast food, I don't even go there.
Right. You skip it.
I don't wait in traffic. I said, that's just not my MO. I can't do that.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting still, I'm backing up. So
Yeah, I hear you.
But so that's a general synopsis of that part of it. And then Christiansburg is another town in Montgomery County. There's 2 towns in Montgomery County, and Christiansburg and Blacksburg are only 5-10 minutes apart. And a lot of people even work at Tech or work in the surrounding areas and live in Christiansburg because it's a little more affordable than Blacksburg.
What would you say is the best part of Christiansburg for people that, other than affordability, that where people are like they're like a hidden gem kind of living in Christiansburg versus Blacksburg?
They've got a nice downtown area as well. Christiansburg does, and then there's the mall area is technically in Christiansburg, not Blacksburg. It's called the Uptown New River Valley Mall, and there's plenty of shopping there, and of course there's a Walmart there too, and Target, and lots of shopping and restaurants as well. And then Blacksburg and Christiansburg both have nice parks and community parks and walking trails, and then the Huckleberry Trail connects right there, so you can actually live in Christiansburg, get on the Huckleberry Trail, which is a paved paved walking trail. You can ride a bike on it. You can't take a motorized vehicle, but you can get on it there at the Uptown New River Valley Mall or many different areas in Christiansburg and Blacksburg. But if you're in Christiansburg, you can walk all the way to Virginia Tech or
Mm.
ride a bicycle all the way to Blacksburg or Tech. I mean, they like to do the connectivity in their area. That's what they're trying to do by the biking and the walking and that kind of thing.
Sure. What would be we can finish up on this, Darin. What would be the thing that you like the most in, let's say, Blacksburg, that connects the community? So whether those are festivals or whether those are specific programs, where do like people meet their neighbors, connect, get excited about getting together, etc.?
Well, I keep harping on it, but it's still Virginia Tech. I mean, the football is the big huge draw, and it's not only football. I mean, there's also baseball and basketball and all of that as well. Girls softball, but football is the big thing. And I mean, and the tailgating and the camaraderie there. A lot of people, the night games and things. People tailgate all day. And, just tailgating is a big part of it too.
Love it. And is there any, other than that, is there any event that you get excited about every year? Oh, it's the Christmas lights, or it's the Spring Festival, or it's the Cinnamon Festival, or anything like that goes on in either Blacksburg or Christiansburg?
Yeah, there's a lot of there are some chocolate festivals and all different types of festivals that is hosted in and around Blacksburg as well. And there's a farmers market there on Saturdays right there that a lot of people like to go to as well. And there are a lot of different smaller festivals, and there's some breweries that have some bands and music and things like that as well that a lot of people connect to that way.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Darin. I hope this wasn't too painful. And
no, you're fine.
Hope your closing goes well. And I will send this to you once I'm done with it.